before we get into what I wanted to get into, because this happened at the end of last week, just wanted to give Homegirl her flowers. Salute to Willow Nightingale for finally getting that All Elite official. I mean, they said she earned it. When did she secure it?
Yes.
Because
Friday.
Well, they announced it Friday, but every tweet I would see tweets be like, "Yo, she really earned that. She really earned. She'd been it.
She had it before she even showed up.
Once it was like mid 2020 when she came back. She'd been
from the neck injury.
From the injury, and she had started moving, and you could see by the time she started getting on dark elevation, whichever was first, she was already ran through competition up and down the indies and all the different feds.
She was bubbling.
Babyface.
Facts. She was bubbling when we got all that flack from Faye Jackson. Shout out to Faye Jackson. When we got all that flack for her not making the BRP 50
back then,
back then she was bubbling that year. So
honestly, it was when she got injured is kind of what
killed it.
It killed that, and again we had her. You could run it back in the archives. She spoke about that, and it was tough, but she got back, and once she got moving though. She was already there. I'm not saying she didn't earn it because she's busted her ass and made a lot of people look great. But I think in saying it in October 2022, that it was past due.
No, it's a slap in the face. To say she earned it.
Nigga, she may be in Japan. I saw she was flying to Japan this week.
Osaka.
They have a show in Japan.
It's it was for TJPW. I forget. I didn't know the details of the show. I just saw her tweet from yesterday.
I was asking an honest question.
No, I understand. No, I understand.
No,
Trust
it
me.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Trust me, I understand. Trust me, I understand. I don't think your man wants to do shows in Japan. I think he said he'll have them come over here.
Yeah, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is where she'll be at.
Oh, is that okay. That's not because the timeline was talking about Joshi, but they were talking about Stardom because of the PWI Top 10. What's the difference?
Joshi's this like the term for Japanese women wrestling, right, Vin?
Is Joshi?
Oh, Joshi. That's what that is?
Promotion is what you said.
Top Joshi.
That promotion in particular has it in their title, but again, like Stardom is what they would consider a Joshi promotion because it's all women. So
I thought it was a technique. No?
I mean, I guess technically.
It could be linked.
You see how the conversation go when you don't know when you're talking to motherfuckers that know what they're talking about. And
right.
You just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. Because I don't fucking know.
I barely even know. That's the thing about what happened today. Is like I'm aware of some of those names, but not. I didn't know who.
Wait,
I knew Dark.
Wait, Drip. What happened today?
Well, the PWI dropped their 150 women.
The whole list dropped.
Well, I'm saying the top 10 to their 150.
Okay.
They announced why it's 150. Not they had said we could do 200, maybe even 250, and I'm like.
Do it.
I don't know. It was.
Wait, I'm sorry. 500 was all men.
500 was all 500. No. Well, 500 started. It started as all men, and then over the last, I think, I don't know. Over the last bit of time, they've put women on the list who wrestle a lot of men.
No, I don't mince words. Since the BRP.
I didn't want to, I was going to put a time frame on it, but I wasn't sure how long they've been doing it. So I didn't want to.
It's been 2 years.
I don't
understand. Since the BRP started being mentioned, they started putting the women wrestlers.
Drip, you said it only been 2 years?
They started putting the women wrestlers who wrestle men.
52 weeks.
Wrestle men.
It's specifically who wrestle men. And it's not even like you can't have a woman couldn't wrestle a man once. I think it had they specifically want to see continuous match. So at that point, you're gonna get Willow Nightingale wrestles men on occasion, but like a Monster Slamovich. So it's like certain indie women who wrestle men on a regular occasion. So but it's not a lot of the top women's names because they're performing against women all the time.
Right, they wrestling women.
So I don't want to say it's weak. We talked Drip, you were right, 'cause I think we talked about it on the pod 2 summers ago, and that may have been the first time they started doing it
because they had to incorporate who into it.
It looks like I think Trish Adora makes the PWI 500 if I'm not mistaken, right?
But but she wasn't. From what I recall last year, I thought she was like 100, or she was like she was a wild ass number. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know.
Sometimes I think like once you get past a certain point, like it does feel like, okay, how are you really differentiating like 356 from 328 or something like that? Like
that's
on the men's or the women's?
On just any list. Like when you get it up that high.
Wait, pause. Hearts. That's last year or that's this year? We were talking last year. I don't recall where she is this year because I didn't care. I didn't care because
I didn't pay attention
what the list was.
50 on the men's and 54.
How the fuck is she 50 on the men's and 54 on the women's?
Yeah, how does that work? What's the science behind that?
Maybe
what's
the
the
time
criteria?
period, like when the men's came out, it was maybe a couple months ago, and
but if out of
makes sense. I'm not gonna defend it.
Out of their 500 list that includes men and women who wrestle men on a regular occasion, Trish Adora is number 50. I would think she would be if out of a pool of 500, she's in the top 50. How is she?
And she was 44 the year before that.
On the actual women.
Oh, she was 44
the year before. Yeah.
Oh, so she went down.
Oh,
that's even weirder.
She was on TV more in the last year.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, shouts to Hearts.
Any list you got to take with kind of a grain of salt. Like you like
Oh,
who
here it
you
is.
like.
Okay.
Whoever you care to follow and you want to trust their judgment, that's who you go to.
Facts. No, it's accurate.
But the thing with that though, and because we were having a conversation early this week about opinions. I think Mimi even may have tweeted about opinions not being right or wrong because they're opinions.
Well, it's a consensus thing. I think that's where my mind goes to, is if enough people agree that, like, if there's 100 lists out there that are fairly reputable and enough, certain amount of people follow them, and 80 of those 100 lists say that this wrestler is like the top wrestler of last year, right. Then to me, there's like some credibility there. Even if I may not personally like that top wrestler, if enough people are agreeing on it, then that's the consensus. But there is no definitive one. There can be a consensus, but I don't think it's the same argument when people say, "Oh, this is like the greatest album ever," or like the greatest,
like when they say an album is better than Nas's Illmatic. Because that's crazy talk.
And you know what? I would never, especially if you're going to do like a year-over-year list. I mean, why would you put Illmatic in there? Like, that's an album from like 20 years ago.
That's crazy talk.
It's almost like some list from that man's second when, he hasn't had a WrestleMania main event or...
Wait.
Now, Trish Adora was 18 on last year's list, too, so she
went down
more.
She went
this year's
down.
List. Yeah,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
53 this year, 18 last year.
The more television time you get,
right? See, this is what I'm talking about when I say the tomato tweet, right?
Right.
You go by facts. If you have a criteria, you're supposed to check the boxes, and you're supposed to really look at the quality and really watch the programming.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why when I was part of the conversation, when I came to the table, remember, I wasn't comfortable at the table because I did not really know everybody that we were discussing.
Right.
And we had healthy debate.
Mimi was honest, open and honest about that. I'm not
Off
when
the
she
rip.
When she didn't know, she wouldn't know, and we would have. But
I don't know these niggas, and I ain't doing it.
But I'm always a dickhead that's like, hey, guess what? You're gonna learn today.
You're doing it anyway.
We throwing you into the deep end.
We'll hold your hand. We'll get you the floaties, But you at some point you gotta learn, and then Mimi slowly but surely. But yeah, it is interesting to see because again, their criteria sounds kind of familiar.
110%.
It sounds familiar.
You've got to, when you look at if she dropped from 18, for me, Trish Adora is my favorite indie wrestler. Period.
Right.
There's nobody else. So for her to drop from 18 to 54 is wild for me because I actually watch her stuff. 50, whatever. 53.
Mimi, legit question. Because your black wrestler of the week has been the exact same motherfucker for 19 months. Right? My question.
It's justified.
My question to you is
MMA.
What would a professional wrestler have to do to have a better year than Bianca? You know what? Yes, I'm going to say professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Man, woman, whatever. Have a better year than Bianca Belair.
You have to upstage her.
It's been how many people are above Bianca, Drip?
Just one.
Just her. Here's the top 10 right here. Hold up one sec.
And honestly, the only reason why with the Siri thing, I don't know who she is, but because it's Stardom, because it's New Japan, and because I've seen enough of New Japan to be like, whoa, Nelly. I won't ever argue that. I probably won't ever argue number 7 either, or number 9, because I've seen enough where I'm like, you know what, this is too strong for me. These girls are on another level. It is what it is. But I'm gonna tell you, took it off the screen.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Take it back off.
There's just a couple people on there.
Take it back off.
Wait, let it finish.
This one is safe. It's safe. Charlotte hasn't been on TV for a while.
Yeah, that's
Charlotte
interesting.
is number one. Charlotte is, she's another one of my favorites, but she hasn't been on TV for a while. And I just need to go back to see when she got off of TV and look at the dates of when they did this thing.
Trip my name.
I'm just like, and the only reason why I'm looking at it funny is because she hasn't been on TV for a while.
Right. Her last match was in May.
Yeah.
Her last match was she was wrestling throughout the beginning of the year, but yeah, she's not been on TV since May. Early May.
Even in the past year, like if you go this May and then back a year.
Theirs is from October last year to September this year.
Wait, because it's funny because Bianca Belair's got a better record than Siri right now.
Wait, back. Go to. I think that's Ben. That's on the enemy shit. Can you highlight Ben's comment?
What were you saying, Vinny?
What he said.
No,
Bianca
Ben
did win a whole ESPN.
Oh, I thought you were saying something though before that.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying that like even
That's
with
right.
the criteria of like, okay, maybe last May to the May before, like I don't recall like Charlotte being a huge factor above Bianca like in the past year or so.
No.
Right.
No, and she's right where she needs to be on that list. I think, yes, she is still Charlotte Flair, but I think Charlotte, in my opinion, and some people may not think this, but I think Charlotte did a very good service this year by helping a lot of the talent get to where they need to be with respect to TV time and opportunities. So I felt like she did a lot of paying it forward, I should say, and using her privilege. But other people could, they might see it differently.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is that once Charlotte's back, there's no like holding place. She's at the top. So, and I think that pisses people off. But
we should probably do a watch along for series matches just to see what she's about.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Who, for Sayuri?
Yeah,
I'm down. I'm definitely down
to see what it's about, because I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure if Vin does. I don't know if Drip does. Mimi said that she doesn't know.
I'm not familiar, but
shit.
I think that's the right attitude to have, because there are a lot of people on Twitter today who are like, who the hell is this, Joshi person on top of, why would they be above Bianca? And it's like, well, if you don't know them, go check out a match. Maybe you might find out.
Right.
Gotta check it out.
Should be above Bianca. I think Bianca should be first, but
I agree.
Shout out to Justin Rich. Justin Rich said he's about to be the home that we can go to watch this shit.
Oh, word?
Yeah, so when we gonna all get together and go to Justin out.
Actually, something else Justin Rich said that I want to shout out, because he mentioned that, but he's from the Bronx, so he be going up to the Bronx regularly.
Look at the picture. We knew he was from the Bronx.
But because a lot of people didn't know Queen PR was mentioned. I believe her and Candice Cordelia were among the committee who put together the PWI Women's Top 150. So salutes to her.
Yes.
And then for being a part of that. It's a good look for them. Super chat. Hold on.
Go with the cat.
Let me act like I've been here before. I apologize. Forward to K. The last 2 years that I've seen, she got no skips. That's all facts.
That's all facts.
Yep. She's gonna skip over Charlotte too.